So then next, Doc Hendricks is with Triple H in China. Triple H says that he's going to take Goldust down and that the big loser will be Marlena thanks to China. This is ahead of the match between Triple H and Goldust, a match that goes for just under 15 minutes, according to Wikipedia at least. And it ends when Marlena is on the apron because China's gone after her. Goldust has lifted her up to the apron, but Triple H comes from behind, knocks Goldust into Marlena. Marlena falls off the apron onto China. China ragdolls her. Meantime, Triple H pedigrees Goldust and gets the pin. Matt, thoughts on this one?
If it wasn't for Bret Hart versus Steve Austin, this honestly would have been my match of the night. But I can't, in good conscience, the fact that match did happen, I can't give it to this. But this was really, I thought this was really good. Again, for a match that involved Goldust and Triple H, in the early stages of his career, again, I felt this match was far better than it had any right to be. It seemed to be quite personal between the two of them. I think they worked quite well. They made it seem quite personal. It was quite hard hitting. There was one sort of spot where Triple H, he was going for a superplex on Goldust and sort of dumped him sort of face first outside the ring. I thought that was really tough. It was just really good. And again, they give him a hell of a lot of time. And the more it went on, the more I just thought that they worked really well together. And I'm still just baffled that Goldust versus Triple H was that good. So I was pleasantly surprised with this. Massively surpassed my expectations. You should check this one out.
Do you know, if it hadn't been for The Rock, Rocky Maivia versus Sultan, this would have been my least favourite match of the night because I thought it was an utter boring pile of that I never want to ever go near again.
So
I genuinely thought this was absolutely dreadful in every way possible, every way imaginable. Really boring. Didn't do anything for me at all.
Oh, I loved it.
So I fall somewhere in between you guys. So for a start, this is the Slammy Award winning Triple H for Best Hair Day, as the commentators pains to announce. I can always tell my enjoyment of a match based on the amount of notes I've got, and I don't have many notes on this one, so obviously didn't enjoy it that much. That being said, there are a few things that I specifically remember quite liking about it. I think so there's a bit where he undoes Goldust's top and hits him with a couple of absolutely brutal chops to his exposed chest, and then kicks the out of him in the corner, and it genuinely looked really quite brutal, and he does a great job in looking really pissed off and almost having a tantrum every time Goldust kicks out of anything. So from that aspect, I quite liked it. Goldust hits Triple H with a flying bum.
He hit him with his Lawler. I was like, what?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting much, and it didn't deliver much to me, but it wasn't offensive in the way that Tinky found it. The one thing that did really strike me afterwards is when China basically grabs Marlena and he just she ragdolls her around, and it looked really, really brutal. But other than that was the major takeaway, was the flying bum and the Slammy Award for Best Hair Day. And I want to know what specific day it was that was so good that it listed a Grammy Award, Slammy Award win, because I like to have, give my opinion on it, but they didn't tell me what it was.
So this was in the period briefly where they had the Slammy Awards the night before WrestleMania instead of the Hall of Fame. They did it before WrestleMania 12 and before WrestleMania 13, and I think they knocked on the head after that because no one was interested.
Yes.
Just nothing about this match. I'll go as far as say this: if China hadn't been introduced to Triple H's character, I think he'd have been released, because I think he was a waste. I think it was a proper waste for a good few years. His character didn't connect at all. He definitely wasn't heading for the main event. China was the thing that made him stand out for a good 18 months, a year, 2 years before he became a main event guy. And admittedly, after that point, he picked up the baton and ran with it and did really well, 2000 being an absolute standout year. But prior to that point, no, not for me. Nothing special at all. Lucky to get where he got in the end.